Hi, it's Quan here. Recently, the NMBU aquaculture class of 2017 took an excursion from Oslo to Bergen to examine different aspects of the Norwegian salmon industry. And we took a number of visits to different aspects along the production chain, from farms um, to hatcheries to the eventual to the slaughterhouses, and we had a really great time. We learned a lot, and we had a great experience. Now, check out our upcoming photos and videos to get a better idea of what actually happened and what we actually learned.
So as you can see, we were really bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, smiling and excited. We boarded a plane from Oslo Airport, and just like that, flew from Oslo to Bergen. It was a 1-hour plane ride, and this is a photo from the airplane crossing Norway. And as you can see, there's a lot of open water in Bergen. It's very, very different to Oslo. And we arrived, as you can see, the Bergen in the background, and the first place was Sekkingstad. Now, Sekkingstad is an abattoir that processes both salmon as well as trout, and we were really fortunate to see the entire process from catching, bleeding, gutting, filleting, and packing and storing. I've written a short extract of this experience on LinkedIn. You can see it in the link below. Now, after that, we went on to a fish farm, one of Marine Harvest, and this required us to go in Jenny. Jenny was a small tugboat that ferried us from the mainland to the sea station. The sea station is where Marine Harvest has 6 cages that they monitor for raising salmon from post-smolt to market size. And this area is really, really fertile, and it's one of the sites where there's a number of sea farms in this surrounding area. It's quite far from the mainland, so we had to take a boat to board the barge. And this barge is where they monitor the salmon, keep the feed stored, and ensure that the salmon are growing at an adequate growth rate. Now, when they do this, there's some things that they're worried about, including sea lice being the major one. And they monitor the salmon using cameras, as you can see. And this is us being shown and presented about the sea cages. If you can see the pipes, that's where the food are feeding in. Now, the main way that they control the sea lice at Marine Harvest is using wrasse to eat the sea lice, as well as using lasers, which is really, really cool, but it's not very effective. One of the really amazing things is that they use cameras to monitor how the fish are moving and ensure that they're healthy. At last, we couldn't stay long because we had to go to our next stop. And our next stop was another facility by Marine Harvest. It was a rotifer processing facility. It's where they grow out the wrasse. Now, I didn't get a photo of the outside of the facility, but really, it's what's on the inside that counts. Now, this is a tank used to grow rotifers. Now, rotifers are the first source of feed for the wrasse until they can accept live feed like Artemia, which are more or less sea monkeys. And the benefits of using rotifers as well as Artemias is that it is a really easy way to enrich the wrasse with healthy fats, healthy omega fats. And you can see them swimming around over here. They have a really unique way of clumping when stressed, which is what you see here. Now you can see Max and I messing around in the experimental area. And there were moments throughout the day when we had a chance to be a bit lighthearted. You can see one of these examples right now.
It's coming up to say hi! Yeah!
Of course, it wasn't all fun and games. In between all the fun and looking at the entire production line, we actually had serious discussions about breeding. Now, here's an example of Hans Magnus Johan, me, and one of the staff at Marine Harvest discussing how they actually breed the wrasse. Now, it's really hard to actually collect the eggs being so small, but they devised a way to collect it on these sheets of fabric. And as you can see, they bred wrasse on a very large scale. Now, this is a group photo that we took shortly before departing. And going through a Marine Harvest, it made me realize that The world of aquaculture and food production is growing at a very large scale. Naturally, I wanted to know what other classmates had thought about this excursion and how they had been impacted. I had a chance to ask on the ride back in our Jag a couple of opinions. I asked them what they felt about the day as well as their decision to undertake a master's at NMBU. Here's what they had to say.
To see some fish facilities or aquaculture facilities.
A lot of the different like production techniques and
like what you have
different
seen in like
productions.
these videos and just like in articles and stuff.
actually, yeah.
So you guys were really looking forward to the hands-on practical aspect of it.
Yeah, because I've
Yeah,
never
like-
been to this kind of facilities before, so
Yeah, it's quite nice.
yeah, it was fun to finally see it in reality. How small the facilities are, like how
Intensive?
much,
Yeah.
or like how much you can do on the small.
Yeah, like the area size compared to how much production it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, so you were really blown away by how much fish was produced, like even in one cage.
Yeah, for example, but also like the salmon slicing, that how they could fit all of those machines in
the
such a small
tiny area,
space and still be that efficient.
Because it
Wow,
was,
Yeah,
I don't know how many fish it was in 1 hour.
it was really impressive.
it was like,
It was
did they say
insane.
like 40, 50?
Yeah, for tons.
And this was the
Yeah.
abattoir, just
Yeah.
confirming. Yeah,
Yeah,
That was,
is that
I
your
can't
highlights?
see how many fish it is, but I
that,
can
yeah, it
imagine
sounded
it's a lot of
insane.
fish.
Yeah.
So that was your highlight, the abattoir.
No, I think the lipfish farm as well. The last one was really cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Called the lipfish
the RAS.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a bit exciting.
a bit of
To see
fighting.
the different stages.
Yeah.
And definitely the small ones after being an egg to the small larvae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that sounds.
really cool. No, I think everything was really cool. And how chill the living room, couch, kitchen area for the.
Has it inspired you in a career in
Yeah.
aquaculture?
Yeah.
Just like, yes, this is my dream.
That's your dream.
This is my goal.
As you can see, we're really inspired. Now here's a couple of the photographers, Max and his Jag and Catherine. I'd like to thank them for sharing their photos and allowing me to use them. By now you've already got some idea of our day. You've had a snapshot of what we experienced, and if you were amazed or astonished, be prepared. We were mind blown. That was just eye-opening. It was so different and so unexpected. And I want to say, give a shout out to Professor Hans Magnus Johan for organizing this experience, this visit, this excursion, to the staff of Second Stud who were so accommodating to us, and for the staff at Marine Harvest who gave us a tour of their hatchery as well as for their open sea cages. In closing, I just wanted to leave this message that this opportunity that I've had is one of many that I'll get in the near future, and this particular opportunity was provided by NMBU, and they're always on the lookout for talented people. Now, I'm not the most talented person in the world. I just have a vision, and I see that vision in aquaculture, and that resonates with what they have. And NMBU is looking out for talented people because aquaculture is one of the new frontiers for sustainable food sources. Forget your test tube steaks or your agar plate steaks, but aquaculture is the future, or one of the future sources of food, and NMBU is looking for really talented people. In closing, if you want a really practical and really a practical experience with a theoretical basis, you're talented, you're inspired, and you have a vision, or you have an idea of what should be in the world, then I'm sure that you will resonate with NMBU just like I do. And I really encourage you to apply. If you're interested, you can get more information and just go.
Thank you for watching this video.